tech is back in the headlines. The industry that built the future is now rewriting its own. They're cutting jobs, they're restructuring terms of engagement. And at the center of this churn is artificial intelligence. The latest company to make headlines is Amazon. It plans to cut thousands of jobs. Reports say anywhere between 14 to 30,000 jobs will be cut. Amazon says it is becoming leaner and more efficient. Of course, it's not the only company doing this. It's a familiar story across Silicon Valley. Microsoft, Google, Meta, they've all been slashing jobs as they pour billions of dollars into AI. These companies say it is evolution. Critics say it is a warning that automation is moving faster than people can adapt. So is this the future of work? The cost of innovation? Or both? Here's our report.
Amazon is cutting jobs again. In its latest round, Amazon is axing 14,000 corporate roles. It's one of the company's biggest layoffs to date. The announcement came after a report suggested the number could be much higher, as many as 30,000 positions. Amazon hasn't ruled that out. These cuts affect corporate staff, teams in management, human resources, operations, and technology. Its warehouse or delivery workers are not affected, at least for now. The company's corporate workforce totals around 350,000 people worldwide. The e-commerce giant had about 1.56 million full-time and part-time employees at the end of last year. In its message to the employees, the company said it must, quote-unquote, be organized more leanly. It further said, the goal is to remove layers, reduce bureaucracy, and focus resources on Amazon's biggest bets. Those bets now center on artificial intelligence. Employees losing their jobs will have 90 days to apply for new roles within Amazon. Recruiters have been told to prioritize them. Those unable to find a new position will receive severance pay and health benefits. This isn't the first time Amazon has cut jobs. Between 2022 and 2023, it eliminated about 27,000 corporate positions. So why another round now? Partly because of artificial intelligence. Chief Executive Andy Jassy says AI is transforming how work gets done. He predicts fewer people will be needed for some tasks, and new skills will be required for others. Amazon is also spending heavily to keep up in that race. It plans to invest roughly $118 billion this year, mostly in AI and cloud infrastructure, and Amazon isn't alone. Across the tech industry, the same trend is playing out. Microsoft, Google, Meta, and others have all announced layoffs this year. Together, these companies have reportedly cut around 98,000 jobs so far. For all of last year, that number was about 153,000. Yet at the same time, they're hiring in artificial intelligence research, chip design, and data science. Companies say they're not shrinking, they're evolving. They see AI as the next growth engine, one that demands fresh talent, new skills, and massive capital. Still, automation is changing the balance of work. Experts say this shift brings both promise and pressure. AI can make companies more productive and profitable, but it can also displace workers faster than economies can adapt. And that's why this debate goes beyond boardrooms. This isn't just a story about.
Yeah, alright. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. Okay, the name of this lesson is Amazon layoffs. Layoffs about 14,000, or more. Jobs. The grinder cease low. The grinder cease low. And it's not just Amazon. As you see in the video, it's all these other companies too. Google, Meta, etc. All these companies, starting to go to AI. Which now affecting people now. As you see in the video, people had to, take another role, in order to work, to get things. You see how this AI, and this could even eventually lead, where people, since they cutting off jobs now, people had to go to stealing and going in people's houses and thing, which is this all the will the Lord, So let's go on this precept here. I don't know why. All right. It's like, yeah, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12. Chapter 12, verse 3. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few." You see that in the video. Grinders ceasing now because of AI. And those that look out of the windows be darkened. Verse 4, "And the doors shall be shut in the streets, and the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." Okay, so, since AI taking over jobs now, they find, AI more, quicker in doing the work or not, this affecting people now, because now people have to take another role, in order to work, to get money. So if they, since this AI taking over, people want to, try to steal and thing to get food, because remember, they won't have a job, so people gonna become desperate. Right, now let's get this precept here. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. Actually 19. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation." So soon, it will come down to this. Soon it will come down to this, because how AI taking over jobs, okay? Go 2nd Ezra chapter 16. Chapter 16 is verse 71. It says, "They shall be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." Verse 72, "For they shall waste and take away their goods, and cast them out of their houses." Okay, so eventually, this is what it will lead up to. Okay, and they will want, eventually they want AI to work everywhere. That's these devils' plan. So you definitely won't get a job. And these devils' solution, in order for you to eat, if you want to eat and drink, is probably first is to take the Zaki name kind of skipping me. The digital ID. Yeah, to take the digital ID first, and then after, just build up from there to to the that mark, that MOTB. So this is these devil's scheme. Okay, the evil scheme. Alright, let's go back in the Blue Letter Bible. It's always happening. Yeah, let's get this. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Okay, we are not ignorant of his evil schemes, So we, the prophets here, who are at a great millstone, starting with the apostles on down. Okay, we not ignorant of this devil devices, of his AI. We know where he going with this. Okay, we know what he wants to accomplish. Okay. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 7. Actually, verse 6. Verse 6, it says, "For the vile person will speak villainly, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail." Okay, the instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. Okay, which that instrument, what he using is AI. Which is just demons. Okay, so all this, is just a set you up for the mark. So there's this devil coming down on people with great wrath. Okay, Revelation 12:12. Alright, let's get this other precept here. This is the book of Job, chapter 16, and verse 11. It says, "Power hath delivered me to the ungodly, and turned me over into the hands of the wicked." Verse 12, "I was at ease, but he hath broken me asunder. He hath also taken me by the neck, and shaken me to pieces, and set me up for his mark." So by using this AI, this is how we, gonna set you up. Well, probably, gradually, probably first taking the the digital ID, which they have done implemented in the UK, and then to gradually build up to the MOTB. So this is what these devils plan. Okay, once you take that MOTB too, you're gonna be in league with the AI. You'll be a cyborg. You'll be in league with this devil system. So this is what they want. Alright. Let's go back in the Apocrypha here. It's back here. Yeah, this is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 68. That's like here 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." You know, so making you, by using this device AI, you know, to take over jobs. You know, and you'll become desperate for food, you know, because you don't have a job to work, you know, to get money. You know, this is, you know, they making you. This is how they will make you, you know, to eventually take this mark. Okay. You know, which this mark, you know, is like an idol. When you put in this, when you take the mark, you know, you're worshiping your beast, you know. Okay. You know, you're worshiping the system, this devil system. You know, so this, you know, this is this devil goal. Okay, you know, because he knew his kingdom coming to an end. So, okay, you want to come down with great wrath, you know, so that's why he's using this device AI. You know, what you Lord, you know, just, you know, speeding up prophecy to, you know, bring prophecy faster. Okay. You know, so I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yabushai, Bahasham Rekakudash, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. You know, any speckled bird. You know, Wa Abad Babal Shalom.